This is Lewis Hart for Boxing Social in association with Empire Fight Store and William Hill. We haven't got Matt today, we haven't got Parsons, so they've brought in the third choice goalkeeper. Sorry mate, but you're going to deal with me, but other than that, how?
I'll roll with the dice, you know what I mean, that's the way it's got to be, so got Lewis, but fuck it, it'll do.
Just seen a stoppage for Harlem Eubank there. Overall, a sort of frustrating fight for him a little bit, sort of a bit of a negative opponent, but overall, must be happy with that. He dealt with sort of the cards that he played with.
I think it was a good fight for him because, he had to deal with things in there, a negative opponent who didn't want to commit, was always trying to kind of hold and be very negative throughout the whole fight. So I thought Harlem done a very good job on breaking him down and getting him out of there, and I'm sure he'll be happy with the stoppage. So it's a good night's work. He didn't seem to take much damage at all, if any. So yeah, I'm happy for him.
After sort of passing that test, getting through the 8 rounds, he's had a lot of tests now, and he's getting there. He's keeping really active. Where do you see him now? Do you think now it's time for him for a potential sort of title shot in a fight where someone's really going to come and have a go?
Yeah, there's a big fight coming in November. I'm not going to announce it because it's not my place to, but he's got a big fight in November, and a lot of people will be happy to see it.
I feel like I half sort of know what that was from a chat from someone earlier. But when you're sort of working with your teammates and pushing everyone through, how good of that is in an environment where you're so close together? You see, you got guys like yourself, Harlem, you always come and support each other when they're fighting. So how special of that is a bond to have that all together where even when you're going through camps, you're all pushing each other to do better, in and out of camp, really. Yeah,
it's very, very important. And, me and Harlem, I'm very close with Harlem. We're like brothers in the gym. And all of us in the gym, we're all very, very close. And, Harlem's been training alongside me since, I came to the Adams gym. And, even when he's not in training camp, he was training alongside me and pushing me. And he's been a very important part of, my career. Being there and going through all these things with me, going to all the fights with me, coming to New York with me, and now it's his turn to kind of take the spot and take the shine, and I'm delighted for him.
100%. And one thing that's big for Harlem as well that I sort of wanted to sort of mention to you, how important is it now that he built his own name? He's got the Eubank name, and that's special for him, but he doesn't want to be known as Chris Eubank Jr.'s cousin. And how important is it that he built a no name as Harlem Eubank, would you say?
I think it's very important. I think he's doing it in his own way. He's not your typical Eubank. He's not brash. He's not comes across, and that's in the arrogant, but come across arrogant at times, and have that kind of superiority complex at times. So he's not like that. He's a humble guy, down to earth, and paving his own pathway. And I think he's doing a great job so far, and I'm just proud of him.
100%. Moving on to yourself, bouncing back from the Luis Alberto Lopez loss, I know you sort of spoke to Matt, sort of just removed from the fight. What's the sort of feeling now of yourself? Does this make you hungrier? Does this make you even more determined to, I will touch that gold?
Yeah, definitely. After I was doubting myself, and it took me about a week to kind of say, fuck it, no, we got to go again. We can't finish like that, and. I believe I still have the ability and talent to go and do what I said I would do and become world champion. And that's my plan now, is straight back to the gym, get working, get the head down, and push towards that goal.
How big of it is confidence? Because you believe in your ability, and you believe you will do it, and you will be the best. But when you sort of have a fight and it's hard, and you take a loss, how much of it is actually like getting the confidence back again? Because do you ever sort of doubt yourself and think, can I do this? Or is it sort of, do you have them thoughts sometimes straight after the fight?
I think everybody does. Anybody says they don't lie, or they're probably like serial killers or something, psychopaths. Anybody who's in the right mind thinks, and will question themselves. And I think everybody goes through it. Once you lose, no matter what, you go through that. And I went through that, and I've now seen where I am, and I know what's still left of me to go there, and I still believe I can do what I do.
Where do you think this rebuilding sort of place will take? What would you like as an ideal sort of rebuild for you before you potentially challenge for a world title? Do you want sort of do you want sort of tune-ups, not tune-ups, but sort of fights to ease you back in before you get in like a big fight, like a potential sort of a Leewood rematch or, you know, a Josh Warrington or fights like that? Do you sort of, is that what you sort of want?
I think the next steps, they need to be planned very, very carefully, and you know, the next fights, they all need to be, we need to sit down as a team and make sure whatever path we kind of choose, whatever opponents we choose, are right and are pointing us in the right direction. And you know, whether it is to come back and have a fight to kind of get back into the swing of things and then go straight into a big one, or I don't know. Honestly, I don't know what way it's going to go yet, or I haven't really thought about it. I've been just kind of taking myself away and, you know, launching my own beer and doing all that stuff. So I haven't been thinking about boxing. I've just been enjoying myself.
I will get onto that in a minute, but sort of last one on this subject. Do you feel like it's almost all or nothing in a way now with sort of a potential world title shot? Do you think it's, you know, do you see what I'm trying to say?
Yeah, no, 100%. I know what you mean, like a last chance saloon type thing. And possibly, yeah, listen, but the thing is, I said that for that one. I said that for that one and probably added some unnecessary pressures on myself, because here we go, we're ready to go again. You know, it's not like I'm not going to try again. I'm going to probably keep trying until I get there. And I believe I will, so I can't sit and say here now that no, this is last chance saloon, because I said that before and it actually isn't. You know what I mean? We're back and we're going to do it again, so yeah.
And is it important at times to take accountability, especially after this, and you look at yourself in the mirror, see, you know, where did I go wrong? Where could I go better? How much accountability do you take for yourself and sort of reflection in the mirror after sort of fights like the Lopez one?
I take accountability. Both my losses, again, the loss against Lee in the change room, I says, or back in the hotel after, and we're back and we're all sitting there team, I says, my fault. I took full accountability, and I think after Lopez one, I said the exact same thing. I didn't turn up, it was me, it wasn't anybody else, and I'm pointing no fingers, no need to blame anybody. I was the one at fault. I didn't show up tonight, and I paid the ultimate price and lost. And that's just the way it is. I think to be, you know, as a fighter, you need to, you know, have that accountability, but to take it like a man is the way it should always be. There's no point in pointing fingers, no matter what. If you can't point fingers, don't do that, because ultimately you're the one in there and you're the one that can make things happen. So that's why I decided to take it myself.
100%. Well, we'll move on to sort of more positive topics. You just mentioned sort of launching on your beer there, sort of doing stuff outside the ring. What's that like? How's that sort of been as a different business venture?
Yeah, it's going well. It's tough. It's you know, it's time consuming, but it's going really well. We launched it in Ibiza, me and my partner, and we're flying. We've had all sorts of celebrities promoting it for us and stuff, and we've got it in the big clubs all over Ibiza, and you know, I'm going to launch it in Ireland soon enough, and once I do that, I think it blows up even more, and then the main goal, the long-term goal, probably is the US. You know, we hit the US market, and you've got all those Irish over there, and they will eat that stuff up. So I'm excited. Mate. It's you know, something else, different venture in life and away from, you know, the boxing game.
100%. Mick, just want to say thank you for the time, taking the time to speak to me. I hope it went all right, and I hope sort of I've passed the test compared to Matt.
Mate, you've passed. I think you've jumped over Parsons now. Okay. Sorry, Parsons, but I think Lewis has jumped over you, mate.
Oh, that'll be clipped up. He will hate that. Mick, thank you for your time and all the best for the future, mate. I appreciate it.